Breaking out in nervous sweats, all participants never thought such a declaration would be so imposing. Shido, to Isagi's declaration, however, takes pleasure in this, even if he definitely knows that he means business. All I did was send him to hell. You're next. He says this and starts walking away as Isagi's anger only intensifies more. And out of nowhere, Shido would stop in his tracks and then throw a kick with a spin at it on that Isagi would see is slowly near him, but he just pushes his leg up. Shido loses balance and begins to fall, and with his next step, Isagi swings for his face, making impact and nearly crushing his nose, but Isagi pulls back and prepares to do it again. Luckily, the entire team manages to catch and hold him back, with the shocked Shido coughing and heaving, holding his nose in pain as it begins to bleed. With a gasp, he then looks and sees Isagi barely being contained. I'm gonna send you to fucking purgatory, how about that? Stop, Isagi, do you want to be eliminated? Alright, that's enough, said Ego. As his voice echoes, he makes his presence known, and they all look at the screen. His eyes shift to Shido and then Isagi before sighing. Shido, didn't I tell you? There are some people you never want to mess with. You'll get your chance, number one, but calm yourself. Isagi stares at Ego. A silence falls. It's so deafening that no one can even swallow. They're too nervous to even breathe, as a matter of fact. That isn't until Isagi breathes out and finally calms down. You can let go now. Slowly they do as Isagi watches Shido get to his feet and start walking back to his own team while wiping his nose. And Igarashi says, Dude, what the hell? Why are you putting us on a shit list? Shut the hell up. This is my fight. Igarashi ponders, is this guy insane? He doesn't even realize this is the first time Isagi's actually ever hated anyone this much. God, he's bleeding a lot. Report to the hospital right now, Shido, and the rest of you listen up. Shido is about to say that he was fine, but his nose begins to bleed again, and with a scoff he walks off. When the doors close behind him, Ego begins to speak. Violence will result in you being fully rejected, so settle your battles on the field, especially since now your dreams are at risk of being tarnished, along with Blue Lock. Wait, what? The hell? It's just one thing after another today. Shut up. It seems the overlords of the league want to test my gems, so instead of what I was planning, we'll do something different. A match with Blue Lock at stake. He holds his hands up as holographic figures pixelate before him, representing their next challenge. And Ego announces a special send-off match between the Japanese national team's U20 against Blue Lock's own 11 players. This leaves him at a loss for words. Wait, they seriously want to face us? Ryo asks. Of course not. They're expecting an easy fight. You're high schoolers. They want an easy win, easy money. By beating us, they also exemplify a failure of Japan's, ability to nurture you. But as things stand now, you only can overturn the world of Japanese football with this one match. Then what is our enemy preparing exactly? Asked Isagi. Well, there aren't small fish for sure, said Ego. A hologram of Itoshi Sai is shown, which riles up Rin, and many recognize him as the genius midfielder making waves recently. This truly made them feel that this was real. Wait, you're gonna make us do some goddamn deathmatch for spots, ain't you? Asked Raichi. Of course. Some of you will be goalies, defenders, and such. Obviously, they ask how they're gonna show their skills in that case, but Ego says that this is their best bet, honestly. They don't got time for that. And if you haven't shown enough promise yet, then it is what it is. Like, you've had like a lot of chances to show that you're good. So now it's time to announce the formation of Blue Lock, which will be built around the following people. Number 1, Isagi Yoichi. Number 2, Rin Itoshi. Number 3, Shido Ryusei. Igarashi is surprised that Shido is actually that good, honestly. Number 4 is Karasu Tabito. 5 is Otoya Eita. 6 is Yukimiya Kenyu. Actually, about that, says Kenyu, thinking about what lies ahead, I want to ask, what's the reason why I'm 6? What makes me so different from number 1? Simple. He not only faced the World Select team, but beat each and every single one of them in their fortes on every play and scored every time he felt like it. Hearing this leaves them completely shocked because they don't know who he faced, but the people they faced were insanely strong and none of them won their matches. Does that answer your question? Yes. Quite so. Eagle then explained that the top 6 will split into pairs in descending order, and the remaining 29 players will choose what team they want to join at their own discretion, and then each team will have a chance to face each other. Eagle also says, while the top 6 will play many matches, the remaining 29 will only play one. Some panic, some are confident, but one thing's for sure, they aren't going down without a fight. However, due to the unevenness of all this, Bachar Megumi will get the chance to play in 2 matches, also because he's just like really good and he's been really putting that work in. Alright, said a serious Bachira. A door is then slid open. Eagle says the top 6 will be heading there, and so they do, with Tabito saying, "Good to meet you, number 1. Hi." By the way, Tabito is also Karasu. I'm gonna switch in their names a lot, but I'll call him Karasu in the future because obviously that's what everyone calls him by. But yeah. And then Rin says, "Finally, I'm not shackled to you anymore." You're saying like, this was still fun regardless, and also we're number 1 and number 2. You're with me either way. Fuck. The door closes behind on them, with the 29 left clenching their fists and strengthening their determination. A day passes. We open up on the 3rd selection dining hall, with those who made it here being able to rejoice, even if only slightly, because they can finally now eat as they wish. It's been too long, says Igarashi. As usual, the remaining of Team Z horse about, sitting together as if they have never been separated. Raichi shouts, "Did you actually get one of everything?" The monk proudly says, "Hell yeah." "Yeah, you're right. You don't belong in a temple," said Isagi as he bites into his steak. "So I guess we don't get the reunion we hoped for," said Raichi. "And Kunigami is pretty strong," said Isagi. "That Shido guy must be tough." "It's a shame Narihaya didn't make it," said Agamaru. "And Kuon, Himamura, that damn womanizer, Iemon." "Man, this is really happening," said Raichi. Chigiri says, "Honestly though, we don't have time to leisurely relax or care about others. Maybe you don't. I'm gonna crush Shidou, even if it's petty. Also, he tried to kick me. I think it's pretty fair." Hakamaru says, "Don't hurt him. Again, you might be disqualified otherwise. I didn't mean to. I'm not gonna punch him. I mean beating him in football. It'll be a stitch. So you really have gotten too big for your britches, huh? I'm always like this though." "That's worse." They would then divulge into their plans until the next day, and when the 6 elite are gathered, Ego speaks on the screen. "First and foremost, you cannot allow your reign to be overtaken. Show me what you couldn't do before. Use each other as tools, devour each other. The game you create will be what changes the football of Japan." "Tools, eh?" says Shida. "Don't do anything stupid," said Ego. "You're on your last defenses, dum-dum." Whatever. And so, as the end draws near for choices, everyone wants to join a certain team, so they put ballots in until they gather at the last stage. Majority of players, of course, will go with Isagi and Rin, giving them 12 players as Team A. But now I'm going to skip a bit ahead of everyone in those teams fighting each other, well, playing soccer. But essentially, there were supposed to be teams of 3 that were going to face each other, but the rankers were excluded, and then they get to actually play with the rankers. But I don't want to go through that. That's really annoying. People who made it of the original will make it here. This is the manga anyway, so most of y'all don't know what this is about. But anyway, they have to play with the 3 who are chosen by default. They being the rankers. And this picking of people is also very random. Even though you choose what team you want to be in and you are accepted in that, there also has to be ballots drawn for you to play. So whether or not you get play time or anything is all up to luck. And so obviously being Team A, they're going to face Team B. Isagi and Ren are going to face Team B. They're given their jerseys and they walk onto the field with each having a Blue Lock man as goalies. As he stands on the field, Isagi is walked up to by Nanase, who holds his hand out. "Looking forward to working with you." Grabbing and shaking his hand, Isagi nods, saying that it's a pleasure. That's Hiyori, and then there's that bastard, he thinks. He looked down the field to see Shido and Karasu, with Shido sliding his hand across his throat. At least he's gonna make this fun, Isagi thinks. It's Isagi, Ren, Nanase, Hiyori, and Igarashi versus Shido, Karasu, Chigiri, Yuzu, and Shiguma. And begin kickoff. Instantly taking possession of the ball, Rin takes control of the field as Isagi runs to the other side of the field, keeping eyes on him while the others follow behind while staying in formation. Igarashi would stay back as center back, however. Rin quickly clashes with Shidou, who goes for the steal. Rin would pull back the ball and pass to Hiyori before running past Shidou. Shidou quickly chases him but notices that Hiyori is not even looking at them. And in mere seconds, Isagi, who had run across the entire field at record time, is then caught up to by Chigiri. He was on his tail, and he was surprisingly noticing that he and Isagi are actually going the same speed. But then Isagi's sixth sense would activate as he sees the shadow of the ball slowly approach. With this, he's able to accurately calculate how it is relative to himself and how close it actually is. "You're not getting it, Isagi." With these words, Chigiri bumps into him, but with this next step, Isagi turns, grabbing his shoulder and pushing off of it as he flips and traps the ball with his left foot. When he brings it up high enough, he switches legs and fires his bullet shot, piercing the air. The attack flies right past the Blue Lock man, who didn't react fast enough, and glitches. Easy. What the hell is he? Okay, yeah, that's different, thinks Shidou. That guy is not human. Isagi lands back on his feet and sees Chigiri on the ground look at him like he's crazy, and he simply smiles as he heads for Team 1 side, or Team A, you get the point, and he passes Rin along the way. "I'm keeping it next time," Rin said. Isagi responds with, "I'll pass you, don't worry." They high-five, and Karasu says that those two monsters started working together. Perfect timing, eh? Fuck, we're dead. That's 1-0. A few plays later, the same game continues with Isagi having possession and passing it to Nanase, who was surprised as the two rankers would then run up and Rin would stop and take a diagonal run for some reason. Nanase then runs for the ball, and though he didn't understand why he was given this chance, before he could even actually get to do anything, Chigiri slips past him, stealing the ball before he even realized, and heads for the goal. "Don't forget about me. Big mistake." "You idiot," Nanase thinks to himself. As Chigiri kicks, however, Rin slides in with the tackle, giving the ball to Hiyori, who gives it back to Nanase. Rin then stands as Nanase goes up and he says, "That weirdo's giving you a chance. Don't fuck it up." "What's going on, Red Panther? Out of steam?" says Shidou. "Shut the hell up," says Chigiri. This guy, he has to have some sort of weakness, thinks Karasu. Just think. Running up ahead, Isagi told Nanase to follow his lead. "We're gonna help Rin score." "Got it. Igarashi, you too," said Isagi. "Wait, but what? Never mind, I want to play." "Coming." With these words, he ran forward, when Isagi would then come to a stop, turning and getting the ball from Nanase and putting his back to Shidou, who he knew would be coming his way. "Not so tough now, are ya?" Keeping a cool face, Isagi analyzed the field and seeing Chigiri heading for Rin while Yuzu was trying to close his route by targeting Hiyori, he feels so bizarrely aware of what's happening that he can't believe it. It's the best feeling, and it's obvious what his best move was. He zones in and uses his insane vision to hit the ball at the right spot and spins it off the ground as he sidekicks it to Igarashi, who runs past him, surprising everyone as he yells, "I got it!" He then passed it to Nanase, who then met Karasu, who instantly goes for a slight tackle, and Nanase honestly is about to lose the ball when he hears, "Roll right." On instinct, he does so, rolling the ball to the right and instantly blasting the ball into the sky. "Crap, I panicked and..." "Don't worry about it," said Isagi in the back. "It's headed right where I want it." Ren, who was being guarded by Chigiri, would get a hold of it perfectly with his chest as he jumps over the speedster before landing and instantly megging his opponent with a back heel shot. Chigiri looks down, only for Ren to then run past him and in front of him. A feint, he thinks. Ren then blasted the ball and the Blue Lock man leaps to the other side of the goal, but it was too late, and he scored. "Like Ren said, I'm giving you a chance. Don't ruin it," said Isagi. What the hell is he, a mind reader, thinks Karasu? And that move earlier. He doesn't usually take that kind of charge, thinks Ren. Tools. He's using us like tools, like Ego said. That frickin'... Even now he knows how to get on my nerves. We then reset with the ball being at Isagi's feet. He starts blasting off forward when Karasu meets up with him, forcing Isagi to start shifting the ball back and forth in a scissor pattern before trying to get past him. But then he finds Karasu's big hands holding him back. "I'm gonna find something to peck at. I'm gonna make it hurt." "Until then," said Isagi. He blows past Karasu, who crashes as he continues his words. "Get out of my way." The others don't know what to do as they need to cover others who urge for Isagi to pass to them as he runs forward, but he meets Shidou, who he easily spins past with the ball, but he stays on his tail regardless. Fine. I've always wanted to try this since you're so persistent. I might as well. All of a sudden, Isagi stops and Shidou would have to stop himself and he runs past Isagi who pulls the ball back. And then he turns to see Isagi readying to kick the ball. There's no way, genius, not even from that position. With a blank look, however, Isagi digs his feet in and it hits with such force that it stings everyone's ears for a moment. Isagi shows a demonic look in a split second. The ball passes through Shidou's legs and begins to ascend with no spins due to the force he added on. They all start to run for it, and Shiguma will be able to manage to go for a header since he was already at defense, and the Blue Lock man jumps for it. Get ready for a rebound, yells Karasu. However, the ball would have hit and fling back Shiguma's head, leaving everyone shocked because that shit looked painful. But now indeed the ball was a free-for-all, and they ran for it like wild men. One simply then rolled into Igorashi's side. He was on the left side of the goal. Shit. Already, however, Rin was on the other side, with Yuzu trailing behind him and even grabbing his jersey with insistence on stopping him. And Igarashi passes. There's no way I'm going to let such an opportunity pass, thinks Rin. Pushing off Yuzu, he leaps forward and headers it to the right as it hits and he thuds to the ground. Quickly he gets up. He sees that he scored. 2-0. Kickoff. By the way, in the last play, the ball didn't start with Isagi's side. Obviously, they scored. But I'm just emphasizing that no matter what they do, Team A or Team 1 just keeps getting the ball back. They're really kind of screwed. Anyway, the nice kickoff, Karasu begins with possession as he forces a smile to keep himself calm, and he comes face to face with Rin. He and the second fight for possession of the ball intensely, but during their battle, Rin managed to kick the ball from his grasp, and in comes Isagi, taking it. Fuck! He runs for the goal as Rin readies himself for a pass, which he receives. Shiguma, as the biggest on the other team, quickly guards him, but this time he has to keep Isagi from continuing his combo with Rin, and he manages to do exactly that. But it annoys Rin that this guy's physique is so built. He's massive. However, that's all he has, and Rin is faster than him and more nimble. He manages to get past him eventually, but no longer sees Isagi. He's doing it again. He opts to pass to Nanase, who showed some promise lately, but Shidou intercepts them, and it shocks Rin that his play was so easily to read, so he quickly goes to cover for his mistake. Shidou smirks at him and begins to dribble with agile feet, trying to get past him, but Rin just wouldn't let him, so he has to pass before, he gets the ball taken. But as he does, Isagi takes it, having a massive smirk on his face. Sorry, I'm really getting tired of the strategy. I'm gonna switch it up. Get him! Yells Shidou. Karasu is the first to get in his way, only to be blindsided by Isagi leaping above him while he pushes his head down as he headers the ball he kicked. Then he lands, sticking his tongue out, much like Bachira, as he continues his march, and everyone knew they had to get him now, because he had done this before, and they were shown this play by Ego, and Isagi liked this kind of play so much that he actually named it All or Nothing Overkill. Very, basic, but Isagi's like that in this version. The fastest himself, Chiri moves in and intercepts with a diagonal run, which he plans to use to stop Isagi in his tracks. And he does, but when he moves back, he sees a giant shadow and can identify this as Shiguma behind him. Not this time, said Chigiri. Absolutely not. Isagi sways back and forth, keeping the ball from them as they reach for it over and over, and Nanase at this point ran by asking for a pass, as does Hiyori, but Isagi thinks, no. My style of soccer. I'll pass when I want to. I'll score if I feel like it, and however I want. Using his cat-like movements, Isagi pulls the ball back around his left leg and makes Chigiri, who runs to blast off. Isagi quickly, however, is able to catch the ball, which would normally be out of his reach, with his right leg, pulling it back in when Shiguma reaches his arm out to pull him away so he can get the ball. However, Isagi grabs the ball and spins around and over his arm as he kicks it into a rainbow. Shiguma alerts Chigiri. Wait, don't run, he's... Past Chigiri at this point, the ball bounces off the floor, and then Isagi comes running after it. Seriously? What the hell, Isagi? He said with a nervous smile, because he both feels defeated and yet is in awe of his skill. y'all gonna have to take a little bit of time to dissect what I basically just described, and it was hard to describe, but if you manage to understand it, please let me know, because even I can't believe that I made this man do this in a soccer match, like football match, whatever. You get the point. Like, I made this man too OP. Anyway, as he reaches the goal, nothing could stop him, and with the back kick around his left leg, he kicks it into the corner as the Blue Lock man was unable to stop it, and Isagi screams in delight, with Hiyori, Igarashi, and Anase joining him in this celebration. Rin just wipes his sweat off, only getting more pissed. Are you kidding me right now? Asked Shidou. Damn, you're pissing me off. What the hell was that? Thinks Karasu. He was completely stumped at this point, with Ego saying that Team A had won, only bringing bigger despair to everyone else. In his monitoring room, Ego realizes that Isagi had achieved it. Total aggressive state of focus. Flow. Isagi Yoichi, you set path for all types of equations, for all types of miracles. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. Holy shit, Isagi, that was a super goal, said Nana. Said, you went freaking crazy. I thought you were gonna kill someone. Honestly, not gonna lie, says Hiyori. I'd never do that. At this point, Shidou walks up to him saying, yeah, you're pissing me off for sure, but I was right. You're way more fun when you explode. I'm gonna punch you again. Yeah, he still hates his guts, thinks Chigiri. That's not gonna change. Whatever. Get ready for the next match, Team A, said Ego. Isagi then gets up and starts walking off, thinking, for a moment it was weird. I could see the entirety of the field? No, it's not the first time. I've done this before. His eyes to us take the shape of a puzzle. Puzzle-like marks begin to fly off as if representing the marking of his evolution. He was starting to realize what he obtained, and that realization was growing. Some kind of spatial awareness, huh? He thinks. Now we roll into the next match. So, the ball is set at the foot of Isagi, who would put his foot on it, obviously. With this new team facing their new enemy, that being Team C, consisting of Otoya and Kenyu as the rankers, and the rest of their people are Reo, Nagi, and Gagamaru. And now on Team A is Isagi Rin, Aryu, Ishikari, and Bachira, the boy. Jumping on Isagi as if it were a habit already, because it basically is. Bachira says, this is going to be fun, right? Right? Are you ignoring me? Of course not. What makes you think that? Bachira calls him a tease, while Rin tells him to knock it off. You really do piss me off. You always say that, said Bachira. Yeah, we all know. You don't have to keep saying it, said Isagi. No passes for you then, since you hate us so much. This pulses a vein across Rin's head as he stares down Isagi, saying, as if I care. That swirling, crazy look is gained in all three of their eyes, with Isagi staying composed while Bachira looks like a demon, but Rin looks seething yet calm. Hey, if you're gonna do this, could you do it elsewhere and any other time? Asked Otoya. Aryu agrees, obviously, stylishly, because that's just how he is. Reo, meanwhile, then calls out Nagi's name, catching his team's attention as he stretches, saying, watch me blow your socks off. Okay, whatever you say, said Nagi. He himself has the ball, so he passes it to Reo, who starts running down the field, and formations spread out. But of course, Isagi doesn't care, goes straight for him, but then he passes to Nagi, starting off a chain of incredibly quick passes leading to the goal. When close enough, Reo blasts the ball towards Nagi, thinking, only I know about these things, Nagi, about how you like to play, or now leaving me behind. However, as Nagi goes for it, a quite tall Ishikari headers it, saying, I don't think so. That's a bit low. As he lands, the ball bounced off elsewhere to Rin, who passionately runs off, pissing Reo off as Rin on the way sees Isagi running the side of the field, looking at him. So he passes it to Isagi, who leaps, catching it with his foot, and while still mid-air, blasts it towards the goal. Go get it, Bachira, he thinks. Awaiting, Bachira receives the ball and rolls it back, avoiding a slight tackle and trick shooting the ball in. Goal. Yeah, I missed this, he says. 1-0. It's already started, said Nagi. Walking to him, Otoya asks what he means, and Nagi says, I don't know, when you play with Isagi, it's like he knows everything about you. You get better just by being with him, and then when he gets on a roll, well... Reo responds, saying that we should just break their chemical reaction. As Nagi nods, the ball is then put back at center field. On it, Kenyu would plant his foot and stare down Rin before him. He then runs forward, not passing, and his teammates spread out as Rin would carefully watch him, but in an instant he pulls off an elastico, which surprised Rin. Having won this 1v1, Kenyu meets another player and easily breaks their ankles, this being Ryu, God bless his soul, and he does this all with a smile. Soccer's foundation is one-on-one showdowns, and when it comes to that category, I'm the best in Japan, he thinks to himself, right as he finds himself blocked by Ishikari and Bachira. Can you hear? Yells Ryo. As he runs for the goal, the egoist says no and creates his own path, blasting the ball over them in a perfect curve as it rises and rapidly drops towards the goal very fast. But this was anticipated, as we see Isagi run as he grits his teeth. He would catch what was the gyro shot that Kenyu shot, which should be impossible to stop with one foot. Damn, that's a bit heavy, thinks Isagi. Kenyu was shocked that he could even perceive what he was actually going for, because Isagi was practically waiting for that, it seemed. Like, he ran in at the perfect time, perfect angle. Like, that's not, like, normal. Like, we're moving really fast. Well, they're moving slow in their heads, but they're actually moving really fast on the field, so this is crazy for him. Isagi then slams the ball down and then takes it. Nagi then runs up to him, but he would curve back around, taking an arc near the boundaries of the field, with Nagi still on him. He's then joined by Ryo. They corner him and Ryo quickly kicks the ball out from behind him. Sorry, you egoist. You're not on my reach anymore. However, the ball is quickly taken by Rin, who, as he takes the ball, says, Did you really think someone as lukewarm as you could beat me? Isagi will then cross past him with a sprint, going across the field as Otoyo yells for everyone to cover their targets. We won't let him have their route. Nagi, Ryo, stick to Rin. But Rin, using others to his advantage as well, would manage to score easily, bringing them a 2-0. Ryo, however, scores copying Kenyu's gyro shot using his new ability he has named Chameleon. This turns the tides until the same game keeps going on and on and on, ending in a fight 5-2. Of course, Isagi's team wins. Now we will cut to Sai Itoshi as he walks through the Japanese Soccer Union building to the office of the chairman, and his manager walks side by side, trying to calm him down. Seriously, don't cause trouble. As he reaches the office, though, he opens it and sees the chairman talking with the team coach, the U20 team coach, who goes by the name of Yasumori. Well, if it isn't the genius Sai, said Hirotoshi. This is the chairman, who said, What can I do for you? Nice to meet you, Mr. Prodigy, said Yasumori. As he looks around, Sai asks, Who's the fatso? Sai! That's the chairman, and he's the U20's coach. That makes this easy then. The only thing I can describe your team as, after seeing them, is dog shit. You're insulting my team, said the angry coach. As he holds him back, Hirotoshi says that there's no need to start a fight here, and Sai says he doesn't care. I came here to face Blue Lock, but at this point, I'd rather just work with the striker from them. Well, this is gonna get boring. As he makes his declaration, meanwhile, the matches go on and finish, and the rest of the day passes. The official team is about to be announced, so gathering in a room again, all those who survive wait about anxiously, and they see the massive monitor show 9 seconds left. I'm so nervous, said Nanase. Well, make sure to keep control of yourself, this happens a lot, said Hiroi. Isagi, as he stretches, meanwhile, shows a much more defined body, as his hard work has finally paid off, and he's put on tons of muscle definition, and even had noticeable growth in his height. And as the time goes down, the final door is open instead of the monitor being turned on, as Ego steps through, leaving everyone shocked as he speaks in person for the first time in a while. Hey there, unpolished gems. Been a while since we've met face to face. He would then bring out his tablet. Goals are the entire reason a striker exists. That's why for these tryouts I focused on those with the higher scoring rate. Right here, right now, I will announce the 11 who will participate for U20. So steal your hearts. First off, number 1 player, Yoichi Isagi, with an average of 5 to 8 goals, maybe even 10 per match. This team will be centered around you, more specifically in an aggressive frontal type attack. This could be the type of team that crushes his opponents with no remorse. He would then go to put Gagamaru as a goalkeeper due to his busybody nature and willingness to hurt himself and lay himself down for the team. Hurt himself. He has literally slammed himself into a goalpost. He's pretty clutch. Nico and Ryu are center backs. Chigiri is the right side back, and the left side back is Bachira. Karasu is defensive midfielder. Honestly, suits him a lot. Otoya is right wing, and Kenyu is left wing. Nagi is offensive midfielder. And for the one who has matched Isagi and learned to be in the shadow, you're the last piece, Rin Itoshi. As he hears this, Rin is clearly pissed being called Isagi's shadow, but what's set is set. I'll need to devour him and my brother. God damn it, thinks Baro. He never once saw himself being benched, but right now he was. Many feel the same way, but not to the same level as the fallen king. But Mr. Ego, if I might ask, why isn't Shido included? He was number 3, said Kenyu. That might be true, but as you've noticed, our number 1 is unwilling to create a chemical reaction with him. It would just end up with them fighting back and forth for control, or in this case, him being destroyed by Isagi. Oh, right, he hates his guts, huh? Said Aria. Why are you posing? Asked Isagi. Also, I don't need that guy. I might end up cracking his jaw next time. Well, if you do want to know something, the association contacted me and said that Itoshi Sai wanted to pick out someone from Blue Lock to join U20, or he would quit the match. He then looks to Isagi, who is reminded of his meeting with the pro, but closes his eyes. He states, he chose Shidou. None of you were brought up, or me. This leaves Rin absolutely seething. 1, because Isagi met his brother just casually. 2, because his brother didn't see him as good enough to take, but he took freaking Shidou? Shidou? The Zest Demon? No, seriously, everyone was like, damn, what the hell is going on? When did this happen? However, Ego says it really doesn't matter if they become a good team, so they can just beat them anyway. And so, their last training camp begins. During this, they learn about the concept of flow. This is what they will be able to attain as a team to be able to stand at a national level. But they also just have to do a lot of workouts because these people are adults and they're still kids. This is when Isagi's full physical potential truly blooms, but that'll be discussed later. So let's have a time skip. 15 minutes prior to the big stage entrance, all of Blue Lock gathers in their locker room, put on their jerseys, with Bachira approaching Isagi. Does this suit me? Anything's better than Blue Lock one, said Isagi. I'm finally playing as myself, not just some trainee. Jigiri exclaims, yeah, I'd say that's about time, It's been a while. Just then, Ego walks in apologizing for his tardiness while he dons a 3-piece suit, black tie, literally looking the most professional he ever has, not eating ramen, you know what I'm saying? And directing everyone to the monitor in the room, which turns on showing the sub-members, aka the bench people, which infuriates Baro to no degree. But at this point, he's just finally looking for a chance to destroy Isagi, because he will definitely be put in at some point, and he will. Now, go out there and carve your world, your ego. This is your first official match. Don't be lackluster. Gathering their breaths, they get ready and shout to the top of their lungs, and they exit, with them heading out through a tunnel side by side, the members of the U20 team. And some are left starstruck, but try to show professionalism. For Rin, however, it's pure rage. He would barely bottle up as he comes to see his brother. As a matter of fact, they're side by side, and yet his brother ignores him. Isagi, meanwhile, is walked up to by Aiku. Hey, you're Isagi Yoichi, right? Yes. I'm afraid to say you won't get to crush him. Shidou, I mean. Why is that? Because we're gonna crush you before he needs to come in. Isagi just chuckles, walking ahead, saying nothing else, leaving the defender in complete uncertainty and anxiety. As they make their way out, they are nearly blinded by the grandiose stadium flashing lights. This is the first time Isagi has ever experienced such a crowd. Again, he ain't never done sports before. This is all new. So, to see people so passionate, something flipped in him, a switch. He began to grin. Mom, Dad, they're watching me right now. I'm gonna show you. I did what I said I would. Cameras are being set up. Announcers are in their booth. It gives all the players a bit of exposure. They get ready for their formation, with Isagi stretching, as down the line he sees Itoshi Sai. Are you ready, Japan? Are you ready to see perhaps the biggest match in history? U20 against Blue Lock. Who will win? The ref would blow his whistle loudly, with the screams of the crowd making everyone sprint forward as Isagi takes the ball. Everyone spreads out, quickly finding Sai going for him. But he passes to Bachira, who takes the pleasure of juking a defender, then passing to Rin, locking the three in a triangle formation as they move forward together until they disperse, with Isagi getting a long pass from Bachira while he heads for the goal. However, Isagi has begun to use his metavision consciously as of lately, and instead of just running, he leaps catching the ball right as Aiku goes to header it. He finds a foot right before his face, and the defender sways back, surprised. "Oh, not bad," said Aiku. And Isagi gets the ball anyway. "It's almost as if he predicted that would happen," said the commentator. As he lands with Aiku, he begins to dribble, feeling the pressure of this man, but he persists, analyzing the field and using a feint to perform an elastico, nearly getting past Aiku, who kicks for the ball, when Isagi then switches the ball to his right back heel, nutmegging him with a spin added on top and using the blind spot of the defender to score. His strike was so powerful, despite it just being a back heel shot, leaving everyone roaring in complete ecstasy as the pros cannot believe what they just witnessed. He got past Aiku. I guess they were wrong about that kid. As he starts heading back, Isagi says, "You should kill a man now before I destroy you." In complete shock, Aiku's smile grows wider, though he is nervous. "I guess I found another boy genius, eh? Just my luck." 1-0. Isagi at this point is pile hugged by his teammates with cheers, and he's actually enjoying the moment. Like he's smiling and shit. Everyone marvels at the skill and coordination of everyone, but mostly Isagi. But they wonder if he can recreate it. And the next play is when the others find that these people, like them being pros, isn't just a joke, because their attack was just as crazy when they got the ball. But they also managed to get the ball back, courtesy of Blue Lock's midfielder Karasu, who passes to Nagi. The lazy genius seizes his chance when from behind he's stopped by the giant center back, Kazuma. "You ain't getting past me, kid. Come on." Just then, Aiku jumps in, kicking the ball away and down the field. I wonder, wait, where is he? As he sees the ball head for Sai like he planned, Aiku finds that he can't even see Isagi anywhere, and neither can anyone. From the sidelines, the bench members notice the dissonance the most. "He's doing it again," said Yoichi. "That thing when he completely erases his presence." Right now, Isagi has entered his own dimension, thinks Ego, in a literal sense. As Sai gets the ball and heads down for one goal, coming from the side, Isagi slide tackles and rises as he makes his way towards the open goal with no defenders. "Get him right now!" They realize that they have been trapped as Sai runs after Isagi with all his strength, as does the goalie, who reaches for the ball when Isagi is near, but Isagi simply passes to the right and it is blasted into the net by none other than Rin. "Yeah!" As the crowd erupts once again, Sai and the goalie fall at Isagi's feet while he walks to Rin, complimenting him for the goal. "Screw off. Are you kidding me? I'm playing football. I don't really care what your issues are with that guy. Just don't ruin the game, number 2. As he makes his way back, Rin would scowl, looking to Sai, who rises, saying, "Your friend has immense talent as a striker." Oh my god, folks, we might be seeing the birth of a hero right before our eyes. Isagi Yoichi damn near looks like he's controlling the entire game. Isagi's parents were left completely astonished to see this was really their son being praised, and just they raise their hands in a peace sign, and they see Isagi smiling. Like, it's weird. Isagi is a happy person. He's just a little bit outwardly like kind of bland and stoic, but he's never this outwardly happy, you know? "Oh, my baby. Issei, look at him," said Kyo. "I can't believe he's so happy. You do your best, buddy." However, the U20 also begins their comeback, and Isagi can't be everywhere all at once, and soon he gets Aiku put on him, restricting him a lot, because now they figured that he was their greatest weapon, and it was now that they got their get back. It was now 2-1 on Blue Lock's side, and yet Isagi wasn't even worried, even though it seemed like they were getting a comeback. Or at least he didn't seem worried. "What's wrong, boy genius?" "Nothing much, just trying to get away from you." Just then, Kenyu, when he gets the ball, fires a shot when it is then blocked by the face of Kazuma, leaving him shocked. "Are you serious? Damn old geezer." This leaves the ball in the air, or free-for-all, and this is when Nagi shines, as he will receive the ball, finding 2 defenders on him, but not letting the ball hit the ground. He catches and tap lifts it back into the air, shocking everyone, before he spins and blasts it into the net, scoring a goal. "Hi, Japan. I'm Nagi Seishiro." As he falls, all those present were left so quiet by another display of skill that Nagi thought that they must have not hurt him. But then they just explode as the chairman of the union just felt his plans coming apart one by one. This is Blue Lock," said Ego. Holy shit, these kids just keep pulling off ridiculous goals. First number 10 and now 7? This is awesome. Nagi Seishiro just scored a goal I can't even imagine. Blue Lock is very formidable. I didn't get to be the hero, said Otoya. Dogpiling him, Chigiri and Isagi congratulate him, but the egos of Blue Lockers only make him want to outdo him more, even if they're a little bit happy. And with 15 minutes left on the clock for the first half, Rin eventually takes his brother on and fails, but Nico gets it back for them. Yes, Nico is here and was put on for his ability to read the field. Not as good as Isagi, but good enough. He steals the ball back, passing it to Karasu, Karasu to Otoya, Otoya to Chigiri, who blows past one of the fastest people on U20 and reaches up to the goal. But he's in the corner and passes it to Karasu, who runs up to actually score it. The ball heads for him when Isagi then runs by leaping and lightly tapping the ball. What the hell, number 1? As he runs on ahead, Isagi says to look behind, and he sees Sai Itoshi basically right behind him, and he gets shivers. He completely ran my position. Fall on the left wing for now, says Isagi. He does as he's told, and Isagi runs until he is met by Aiku, who ups his defense, truly keeping Isagi at bay. But this is when Isagi shows another weapon. Explosive. And I mean explosive dribbling speed. I'm gonna need y'all to imagine that this is something that someone could actually do, because it shouldn't be physically possible. He swings, let's not even say, he doesn't just swing. He keeps hitting the ball back and forth between his feet with so much force you thought that he would lose control, but he wasn't. And he never lost any tempo. He was just hitting it back and forth. He wasn't even controlling shit. It was because his eyes saw it all in slow motion. Like I said, he has insane kinetic vision. Scissor kicks at that speed, kid? You're crazy. Just then he lunges and spins past him, receiving the ball he had heel tapped and runs on ahead. He got past him again, thinks Sai. He's proficient at getting behind blind spots for sure. Aiku tries to stay on his tail, but he passes to Rin. Though he had Kazuma waiting for him, he notices Karasu and passed, allowing the midfielder to score and carve his name in history as he finally gets his chance to celebrate victory. Blue Lock locker room. Everyone is completely gassed and up in arms. They cannot believe the absolute massacre they had just laid upon these people, and they're pros. 3-1 is crazy, says Igarashi. We're on top of the world. Man, you really went off, huh? Shouts Bachira. I was playing like normal. Though I'll admit, seeing the look on Aiku's face was funny. Just then, Ego enters along with Henri, and she's in tears, this is her dream too. She happy as hell, and Ego tries to tell her to calm down, saying, alright, pipe down. It's time for a meeting. First off, why were you able to score? We need to carve these reasons and possibilities into ourselves, yourselves. Honestly, I thought it'd take a while for a strategy to work against U20, but Isagi and Rin made it work. So I guess my only question is, why did you pass so much, Yoichi? I just wanted to. Nothing to it. I don't play like I used to. I didn't used to play at all. So if I want to score, I'm a scorer. But for my dimension, everyone, even including myself, it's just data meant for one purpose: to win. Shivers run down everyone's spines. The way he sees football is so extremely simple but twisted. But that sounds like something he'd say. It's just that they never heard it so honestly from his mouth. Regardless, they talk a bit and then they get ready to get back out there. Second half. Shidou steps onto the field. Oh, number 1. How goes it? As he sees the Blue Lock team arriving, he gets up in Isagi's face, saying how excited he is to face him again. I'm gonna make you blow this time. I'm giving you 3 seconds to back off. 1. Okay, jeez. This is why getting under your skin makes me so excited, though. I'll tear off your skin and make you eat your words with it, 2 fools, you bastard. Just like that, it's back on like it never, ever ended. The commenters are quite excited to see the play of Shidou, while people just want to see more of the superstar Yoichi. So let's begin with the kickoff from Sai to Shidou as the game continues. Having learned from their lesson, however, U20 is doing everything to not go towards Isagi, who's currently in midfield. This means he can truly assist in making more goals, so they go around him while Aiku stays on his ass so he can't dictate the pace of the game. This leaves Shidou's rambunctious play and Sai's perfect play to Nico, who aside from Isagi can see the field pretty well, like I said. And Chigiri's also there because he's fast as hell, he got it. And when he gets it, Shuto passes past the two. This means Chigiri and Nico towards Sai, who was not noticed until now. He runs for the net and instantly fires a shot by reflex, curving to the corner side where Shido is waiting, ready to take flight with a shit-eating grin. But before he can, Nico intercepts the pass, much to everyone's shock. Unfortunately, he ended up fouling him. Yellow card, free point kick for U20. Regardless, it was a good play, and Isagi approached and helped him stand. You did great. Oh, your ankle. Don't say anything. I can keep going. Shido messed up my whole flow. He kept letting Sendo shadow him, so I had to keep my eyes on him and barely caught the hit. Playing defense while crushing forwards is so fun. Well, aren't you twisted? Says you. Can Isagi take Aiku off of him long enough to score? Will his metavision come in clutch? Find out in the next part of Blue Lock. See y'all soon. Peace. I'm gone.